everybody, this is Tina Dotson. For those of you who don't know me, I am Carrie's mom. You've probably seen me around the studio multiple times, and I am in charge of a lot of the fundraisers that we do for our dancers here at PDI. This is our Miss Debbie Specialty Apple fundraiser. First of all, you do not have to participate in the fundraiser if you don't want to. So this video is only for those of you who are interested in participating. And second of all, this is a fundraiser per dancer. What I mean by that is you choose whether or not you want to participate, and whatever money you earn is yours. It does not go into a pot to pay for certain company fees. Your dancer gets the money that they earn from this fundraiser. That said, we do sell Miss Debbie Specialty Apples. For those of you who are not familiar with this fundraiser, if you go to the state fair, these are the really big, huge, thickly covered chocolate specialty apples that you see at the educational building. The one that people line up for and buy 5, 6, 7 of these apples at a time. They are glorious. I have been a state fair rat for years. My parents worked at the fair when I was growing up. I have been eating Miss Debbie's Specialty Apples for years. And so we do sell these as part of a fundraiser. Just a few things to know about the fundraiser. We have done this in the past, and Mr. David and Miss Debbie for years did fundraisers. They had an online store and they do the state fair. Well, they are slowly retiring. They have stopped doing their online store. They basically do a few fundraisers a year and then the state fair. So we are incredibly lucky to still be on their list of people they are doing fundraisers for. And one of the reasons is they literally live right down the road. They live in Benson. They're about 15 minutes from my house. And so it's very easy for them to get the orders to us. That's not as expensive for them. That said, they are doing fundraisers on their schedule. They are semi-retired. They're doing things with their grandkids. They're, traveling. So they have on their calendar when they are free, and that's when they agree to do fundraisers for different groups. So April 2nd or 3rd is when they are able to work us in. And I know some of you are going, wait a minute, that's JoCo spring break. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But just a few things. Again, just like last year, the apples are $10. And these are the same thing that they charge if you go to the state fair. And I know some of you who aren't used to this fundraiser are going, $10, that's a lot for an apple. Google Miss Debbie's Specialty Apples. These apples are huge. They have a very, very, very thick layer of chocolate on them. They're huge. You cannot eat one of these apples in a sitting. So, you go to a restaurant and you buy a dessert for $6 or $7. This apple is $10. It is worth the money, trust me. But you will sell the apples for $10. You will then receive $4 for every apple you sell. Now, when you are going and asking people to sponsor you by buying these apples, please note the orders must be paid for up front. Okay? These apples are made to order. Okay? We do not say, oh, let's just make a bunch of apples and then we walk around with the apples and try to sell them. These aren't Girl Scout cookies. Girl Scout cookies have a shelf life. These are fresh apples made fresh upon order. So, Girl Scout cookies, you can get the boxes sent to you and then you can take the boxes and they get the boxes as soon as they pay them. We can't do that. Okay? We're not going to order a bunch of apples and hope that they sell, because if not, we're going to lose money possibly, and the apples could go bad. So this way, orders must be paid for up front, just like you're ordering flowers, and then the apples are made to order and delivered within 1 or 2 days after being made. More on that later. So when it's time, you will give me a copy of your order form. Please keep the original. In the past, people are like, well, I gave you the original. I don't remember who I bought them for. So please just keep a copy of your order. That way, all of these apples get delivered to my garage. I'm one person. And so I have to look at your order and go through every single apple. I do ask that you count behind me, so it's nice that you have a copy as well. But please keep your copy. Please keep your original, give me a copy. And when you turn in your orders, I need $6 for every apple on your order form. Okay. Remember, the apples cost $10. Mr. David and Miss Debbie get $6. You get to keep $4. So you must give me $6 for every apple in your order form. If your money doesn't match your order, I cannot include your order with the others, because it is not my place to figure out what apples get ordered and what apples do not. So Make sure you double check your money. Make sure you double check that your money matches how many apples you're ordering, because then I will go behind, I will double check, I will triple check, and again, everything has to match. Then you're going to keep $4 per apple for your dancer. So if you sell 100 apples, and it has been done, if you sell 100 apples, you have $1,000 sitting in front of you. You get to keep 400, you give me 600. That 600 goes to Mr. Debbie, or Mr. David and Miss Debbie. That $600 does not go to me as much as I would love it to. Okay, I'm just in charge of passing the money on. So you will keep $4 for every apple you sell. It is then up to you to give that money to Miss Aaliyah. Okay, this is a fundraiser for PDI company. Okay. So, and each dancer gets their own portion of the fundraising. Okay. So you can either write a check to Miss Aaliyah, you can pay the cash to Miss Aaliyah, or if you charge your credit card, you can then turn around and pay your credit card for it. That is up to you. You are responsible for turning in your portion of the money for your dance fees. Okay. Now, but a lot of people have been asking, okay, all orders and monies must be turned in to me no later than March 20th. Okay? March 20th is the absolute deadline. Okay? Now, with where PDI is, some of our dancers are Wake County schools, some of our dancers are Johnson County schools. And we do not have the same spring break this year. In the case of Wake County schools, our spring break is the week before Easter, and Johnson County schools is the spring break after Easter. When I contacted Mr. David back in January to get everything set up, he told me the date that he could give us was April 2nd or April 3rd for delivery. I then responded to him saying, well, the problem is that some of our dancers go to one county with one spring break and other dancers go to a different county with a different spring break. This was the date that we have. I did not want to tell them no, because if we told them no, we would no longer be on their fundraising list. So that said, the absolute last date for you to turn money into us is Wednesday, March 20th. And this is the absolute deadline. Okay. I will spend March 21st going through every single order, making sure I have all of your apples correct, making sure I have all the money correct. I will double check it, triple check it, quadruple check it, because I panic when it comes to people's money, because I don't want to be responsible for having to pay the difference. And then I will tally the order, make sure the apples match the amount of money. And this usually takes me 3 or 4 hours. So by Wednesday, March 20th, you need to turn in your orders and a check or cash to the front desk, or if you see me, we're there Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at different times for Carrie's dance. But March 20th is the absolute deadline, because I will spend most of my time on the 21st counting and checking. Okay. And the reason, again, my family is Wake County. I'm a Wake County teacher. Okay. Our spring break starts on March 22nd. And my sister's family and mine, we are taking our parents to Pearl Harbor. We leave at 4 a.m. on Friday, March 22nd. This has been a dream of my parents, is to see Pearl Harbor. They've been talking about it since I was a young person. And before my dad is completely immobile, for those of you who don't know my dad, we're taking him. And this trip has been planned for almost 2 years. And Wake County does post our spring break calendars 2 years in advance, so we knew that this was our spring break. That said, I have to turn in all the orders to Mr. David on March 28th, which means while I am in Hawaii, I will be on the computer and on the phone giving Mr. David our orders. So March 20th is the absolute deadline. So on March 21st, I can have everything taken care of. So while I'm in Hawaii, I will sit down on March 28th and turn in all of our orders. Okay. When you turn in the orders or money, order forms and money, it has to be a cash or a check. Okay. If you do a check, it is made out to me, Christina Dotson. I cannot accept Venmo and I cannot accept PayPal. North Carolina tax laws state that any payments to Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, which I don't have, anything like that, if they add up to over $600 in I want to say 72-hour time period, it automatically gets reported to the IRS, and come tax times, I get a tax form for it. So I will be taking orders on my Venmo. So with whatever orders Carrie comes in, then turn around and compound it with people giving me money on Venmo, I'll end up having to pay taxes on it. So you must turn in your order forms and money to me in the form of a cash or a check. Now, the apples will then be made on Monday, April 1st. So I will turn the order in to Mr. David on March 28th, which is Maundy Thursday. And then the Monday after Easter, they will be making the apples. Now, again, I know that Johnson County is on spring break then, and some people are going to be gone. But again, this is the date that they had, and we are working with them in order to stay on their fundraising list. But they're going to make the apples on Monday, April 1st. Depending on the size of the order, they'll either be delivered to my house on Tuesday, April 2nd or Wednesday, April 3rd. Now, Wake County will be in school that week. So I will be teaching, so they will be delivered in the afternoon when I get home. They come to my garage. I will then sort them out and let you know when your order is ready to pick up. I'm about 3 miles from the studio near the 40-50 intersection at Waverly Point. Now, the apples will stay fresh for up to 2 weeks in the refrigerator, thanks to this super, super thick layer of chocolate. So you can tell your sponsors this. However, they will not keep in my garage for very long. We literally pull out the cars from my garage and all the apples and the boxes go in the garage. So again, I am aware that Johnston County is on spring break, but I did not want to say no because we will not have this opportunity to work with them in the future. I don't have enough fridge space to hold apples for people who are on spring break. I am aware that there are several wonderful dance moms who have volunteered to pick up apples for people and keep them in refrigerators and things until they come back from spring break. Please work that out amongst yourselves on the fundraising band that we have or the fundraising Facebook page that we have. I don't have space to store the apples, and you don't want to leave them in my garage because who knows what the temperature is going to be. I don't know if my garage is going to be cold. I don't know if my garage is going to be hot, and we have cars in the garage, so I don't know if you want your apples around the garage. But Mr. David did send me some brochures that include the order forms, and I can write names on them for you to pick up at the front desk, or I can leave them. The problem is people who aren't in company don't realize what these forms are for. And so I find a lot of rec parents pick up these forms not knowing what they are. So there's not a lot left for people. So like I said, we're at the studios Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays. I can, if you let me know you want them, write your name on one and leave it at the front desk for you. In the past, I have created a Google form that I then send to friends and coworkers where I kind of cut and pasted pictures of the apples. And then they choose, and it has my Venmo account and everything on there. We've also had success just walking through our neighborhood, and I printed out the Venmo QR code that people can scan. But there will be order forms available for you. And again, just a few thoughts. We must sell as a group 100 apples, or I cannot turn the order in, so I have to return your money and your orders to you. But we did sell 345 last year, so that really shouldn't be a problem. Okay. Again, if your sponsors ask, they do have to pay for it up front because these are made to order. It's just like ordering flowers. Okay? These aren't Girl Scout cookies that are made in bulk, packaged in bulk, and have a long shelf life. Right? These are made to order. So let them know that the apples will be made on April 1st, and they will be available for pickup to be distributed on April 2nd or April 3rd. They are not peanut free. Okay? They will be made around peanuts. And they cannot be shipped to friends and family unless you are going to package them up and ship them yourselves. So again, if you have any questions, this is my email address. And I look forward to another great fundraiser with Miss Debbie and Mr. David.